Hello Mzansi, my name is Lindu Esitole and you may recognize me from the news and entertainment world. But I also have a keen interest in farming. So I'll be swapping my heels for fellies to meet some exceptional farmers. I can't wait to learn from them and hopefully build my own farming enterprise. So it all starts here with the brand new season of African farming. Today we are going to meet a woman of steel. Not only is Pikila an internationally recognized farmer, she's also a mentor. She has both women and men lining up to get advice from her. So if we were to talk about levels, Pinky would be #goals. Izinga eliphezulu. So let's go meet her. Selina Kwa-Hlabedi was born in Soweto and started her farming journey as a young girl tending her grandmother's spinach. In her early career, she worked for some high-profile people like former National Police Commissioner George Fivers. But she left politics and public service to serve Mzansi in a different way by contributing to food security. She has a formidable list of accomplishments in agriculture, has spent time in the USA learning about farming practices there, and has been the guest of foreign ministers of agriculture. I'm certainly looking forward to this visit. Pinky,
yes, ma'am.
Your farming journey began with you helping your grandma to grow spinach. And then you went on to become a successful maize and cattle farmer. But in between that journey, you were a lab technician at the University of Johannesburg.
Yes.
And you've also had the opportunity to work for some very high-profile people. If you're so connected, why come to farming?
Well, Mama Pinky started this journey while she was still at primary school, living with a grandmother. My grandmother likes vegetable garden and orchard. So we used to plant a lot. I started having passion from then. There was this new thing that during Tate Thabo Mbeki, they introduced Women in Agriculture and Rural Development 2006. I had to join and become part of this Women in Agriculture. We then started working at schools, school grounds. We introduced those gardens at schools, and those vegetables, it was not the profit. After we did that, I moved out of the school grounds, graduated to municipality open land. I then went to Zirbekom to do chicken farming. After the chicken farming, it didn't go well because I was not staying where my produce is. I then got an opportunity to plant a DDR on a small 2.5 hectares. Then the 2.5 hectares made me to be where I am today. That's how I acquired this farm. Then on this farm, the farm is 498. When we round it up, it's 500 hectares, which we are doing cattle, we are doing maize, and we had sheep before they were stolen. We are doing small vegetables as a value adding. With the cattle, we had an issue of brucellosis. The brucellosis, when I acquired the farm, it was never tested. It was tested after a year or two, whereby I was supposed to get the nguni's. Unfortunately, I couldn't because of all the crawl were positive.
Sorry, Mama, now that you've mentioned the cows being sick, and the chicken business, it didn't work out. And then when it comes to the vegetable farming, retailers were not paying fair prices.
Yes, of course.
Even with all of this adversity, you managed to soldier on. What is it about farming that you love so much?
Man, farming is sexy.
I love that you say that.
Farming is sexy. I had those challenges, but I overcome the challenges by focusing in this farming because I wanted to grow bigger.
Well, your passion is having to mentor young females. Why is it important to you
We need
to do
to
that?
pass skills to young women so that our legacy shouldn't die. And the organization of Women in Agriculture, it's their lifetime.
And I see Jale holding this
maize.
This maize.
Yeah.
How you here early?
Yes.
You're here very early.
Yes.
Do you normally come around here this early?
Every morning we take a tour, check up the boundaries of the farm because we've got a stock theft high rate. They cut off fence, we check the fence because we've got animals not to walk out. But with the maize, I come early to check the moist of the maize if it's not yet ready to be harvested.
Okay.
Because this is the period from June, July. I must harvest my maize. So we were here checking
Oh, so how do you check?
the moist. No, you just take some few and take it to the silos. They know how to check it at the silos. But yourself, you can check it, the hardness of it.
So right now, because it's very hard.
Yeah, it's
shows
very
the guy
hard.
this side. This is
You
too
can
hard,
feel
you
it
can't
that way,
check,
but
yeah.
when you reach the silos, the moist might be not yet enough for us to harvest it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue with the tour. I'd like to see more. Mam Pinky's incredible passion for farming has spread from Mzansi to the world to the next generation. While I've left her to carry on with her work so that I can go ask her children about her secrets.
Growing up, she was the most strict parent, and I think maybe that's what groomed us to get this far. Our mom, being a driven person, helped us to actually have this farm today. We went as far as being homeless to actually get where we are at this point. So I think her interpersonality, her leadership skills, and also her strong personality has actually got us to this far.
My mother and I, we always have disagreements, and a lot of them. But you know how I was raised, an elderly person, Moto Omoholo, has the final word. In most cases, what we do, Nalena, is she always has the final word, but she always has to take into consideration my word. You know, we always try to work things out together. You know, we always have to meet each other somewhere at some point. You know, because you know, I'm as young as I am and as old as she is. We do things differently. Yeah, the relationship between my mother and her grandson, it's unbelievable. I think they're actually closer with each other compared to the way he is close with me. She's contributing a lot into his life, and her insisting that I involve him into this whole farming thing, it actually is helping him. It's developing him quite good. It's setting him on a very correct path, you know, in life. I believe my son will actually, if we continue in this way, he's going to become an entrepreneur, not just an entrepreneur at an early age, but he's already becoming a legacy builder.
Mam Pinky is a respected member of the agricultural community, but she has been through rough waters. After the break, we hear from Mam Pinky. How did she face challenges with grace under fire, and how angels were sent from above to help her? Stay tuned. Welcome back to African Farming. Farming is unpredictable, and when you think you're winning, a challenge can set you back. How you handle those challenges will often determine your success. Let's find out from Mam Pinky about all the adversity she has faced.
Stock theft is a problem. The biggest problem, I got a challenge with my sheep were stolen. I had 100 sheep before, and 78 were stolen, all were pregnant. We only recovered 26. So it's taking me back, and I gave up with sheep. I'm still left with that 8 in the kraal. Now, with the issue of the cattle, the brucellosis also took me back. I had 89 of the kettles until it grows to 90. After the 90s, then they discover that I've got brucellosis. The entire kraal tested positive. Hence, I bought these Bonsmaras and the Simbras. So today, I've got 35 kettles out of that 90.
There certainly is something to say about the tenacity of South African farmers. Hitting rock bottom after losing her herd, Pinky met Patrick Kwatla from the Sernik group, a man with a very big heart, helping her to get back on her feet again. How did you meet the good people of Sernik, and how have they assisted you?
Those good people, especially Patrick Kwatla, I met him during the competition of farmers, and I approached him as a cattle farmer. They came and visited the farm, immediately appointed the Sernik to bring their farmers' day to the farm, which I invited other farmers, cattle farmers. Then I was nominated to attend the trainings, and my son. So we acquired diploma in cattle management from Sernik. We changed our feeding plan, we changed our vaccination plan. We vaccinated from calves as early as 4 months, RB51. We vaccinate them we are deworming them, we are dipping them properly, we feed them properly because we have changed the feeding plan. We do manufacture our own feeding through the assistance of Sernik.
What about maize farming?
With the maize farming, fire it's a problem. Even though you can do the fire breaks, so we don't sleep. We always watch out of our maize until we harvest our maize.
Are droughts a problem in this area?
Yeah, we do have a drought. We do have a drought. It's too dry. Even though we had a good rain last year, this time.
Mama Pinky, I know you don't work alone on this farm. Your children assist you. But now I'd like us to go and chat to your son, who is also a farm manager here, right? Let's go. So I heard that you are the farm manager.
Yebana. I'm a menjilanga.
That's right. So Jale, how many people work here?
Well, we currently have 4 permanent staff members working here, and that's excluding me, my mother, my 2 baby sisters, and my son. And we normally would have about 72 to 76, at times 21 temporal staff working during planting season. There was a year where we took in 72, and then at some point we took 76, 20 something, depending on what the activity is for that point in time.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Mama, we know that in business, diversification is quite important. You have cattle, you have maize, but would you reconsider bringing back some old commodities that you once owned?
Yes, I would consider to bring sheep and also to expand the vegetable production so that we can be able to package it and supply the retail stores. And there's a new program that we discovered that we are sitting on a stream of water, and our water here is spring water. The interest is to bottle water in future and supply the very same departments.
Now, Tabang, where do you see the future of this farm?
When it comes to this brand, Kwa-Hlabedi Farming, we're actually chasing after 2 things. First, it's wealth. The second thing, and the most important thing, it's legacy. In terms of wealth, what we're looking at is in the near future, we need to be able to be big enough to be able to share all the knowledge that we have amongst other young farmers, you know, or rather, let me say, upcoming farmers out there, you know, because at the end of the day, the only way for you to enrich someone's mind is through education. So that's why I see it.
Nice. And Mama, for those farmers who also want to build their legacies, what advice would you have for them?
Oh, well, I would say passionate pays a lot. You must be passionate, because if you don't have a passion, you can't succeed. And also you must acquire skills from us commercial farmers. As I'm the queen of Bonsmara, I must share that wealth of being a queen of Bonsmara with other farmers. So that's how I will share the wealth with them.
The queen has spoken.
Yes.
I love it. We have a surprise message for Mam Pinky. We popped in to see Patrick from Sernik. They have been instrumental in supporting her. This is what he had to say.
Hi Pinky, you are one of the remarkable and exceptional women we have in this country in farming. Your love, patience, and tenacity is what brought you to where you are today. We as Sernik Group are happy to have contributed to your growth and development, and will continue doing so. Do not fear, women are not called Imbokodo for nothing. Soldier on and continue to produce and feed the nation. Thank you and goodbye, Pinky.
With all this knowledge and experience, the sky is the limit for this place. Let's hear from our studio experts up next. Welcome back, Mzansi, to African farming. Mam Pikila has overcome so many challenges and is happy to share the lessons she has learned with other farmers. My visit to her was a rewarding one. We have invited some familiar faces and experts in agriculture to give us all advice so that we can also learn from the experience and wisdom of others. A very warm welcome to all of you.
Thank you. Hello, Lindy.
Thank you very much.
We welcome back to the studio Lemang Agricultural Services, and here to represent them is Sylvester Lubambo. From what I've heard, a hands-on man.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, Sylvester, I can't wait to get some insight from you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
From Standard Bank, we welcome for the first time Ginelwe Nailana, who has been with the Agribusiness Division since 2014. It's lovely to see you, Ginelwe, looking good.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the engagements.
Kobus du Toit has been with John Deere for 24 years, which includes extensive work in West Africa and China. He farms in the Kalahari, so we are grateful that we did not have to send a tractor to bring him all the way here. Kobus, lovely to see you. We're glad you could make it.
Thank you very much, Lindy. I appreciate it. The opportunity to be here. If I'd been on a John Deere tractor, I would have been here yesterday already.
Oh, excuse us. Last but certainly not least, we have Dr. Thapelo Mokae from Elanco, better known as Dr. Taps. He has wowed our viewers with amazing information on animal health. It's an honor to finally meet you, Dr.
Lindy,
Taps.
lovely being here. Thanks for the invite. I kind of miss this place.
Oh, right, let's get straight into it. Pinky has had to overcome a number of serious challenges. The question beckons, how can a farmer recover from disaster? And I will direct this one to you, Sylvester.
Diversified operations. We know Pinky was heavily impacted by the loss of livestock. The fact that her operations are well diversified meant that she is able to come quickly into business. We know that any diversified operation, for instance, when she lost the livestock, she was able to do other cash crops as well. And we know that she's got grains that she's able to turn into feed. And then if she can't sell or if she can't feed that into animals, she's able to look into other markets and sell that. So any diversified operations enable a business or a farm to quickly come into operation again.
Right. As we saw, Pinky lost her herd due to brucellosis and suffered major setbacks as a result. This is a serious disease with potentially dire consequences. Dr. Taps, what advice do you have for farmers on this?
So for those farmers who actually saw, our first season, we kind of touched on brucellosis, which is, a very bad disease. However, for the emerging farmers out there, I think it's very important for us, to advise them that all the time, before you actually get more animals on your farm, you must remember this brucellosis disease can also be found in the environment. So the farmers need to camp out the environment where, the calvings happened or where the abortions happened, because, they can actually, reinfect the new herd. And when they get a new herd, it's always advisable for the farmers to always, ask for the records of the farmers where they're getting these animals from. The health certificates, to see if the animals have been vaccinated for brucellosis so that they don't introduce this disease again onto their farms. And to advise the farmers to always get in touch with their state vets in order for them to be able to, to guide them on, these reportable diseases.
Management of finance and cash flow are important in any farming operation. Let's now hear from you, Ginelwe. How can farmers plan better for unforeseen events and disasters?
Lindy, I'm glad you mentioned the word plan because you cannot overemphasize the importance of planning. Like they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So in this case, how do you start planning? First thing that is important is your budget, right? Your budget will show you the expected income and expected expenses so that you're not caught by surprise. And if you make a mistake in your budget, it will show in your cash flow, right? In other stuff like cash flow. And you cannot afford to run out of cash when you're running a business because a business needs cash for everyday activities to stay in operation. Because if you cannot pay for your operating expenses, then you have to close shop. Trust me, we've seen our profitable businesses go out of business because of cash flow problems. So you really need a financial advisor who can help you understand and manage your cash flow cycle. And again, to prepare for the risk, I mean, really, it's something, the risk is always unexpected, it catches you off guard. So when you plan, make sure that you have a risk mitigation plan. And you can also we have products that can also help you in that regard, like insurance. We have crop insurance and livestock insurance. So just make sure that you are informed and you've got a reliable banker to help you through that.
Very important indeed. Sylvester, let me come to you. From an agribusiness point of view, what are your thoughts on this?
No, I agree. Cash is king. Any business that lacks cash definitely goes down. That is why it is critical to understand the crop that you do, as well as your cycle of that crop, so that we are able to plan properly, and so that we are able to talk to your lenders if needed. It is critical that is balanced properly, so that there's always cash in your bank account.
With growth comes growth in mechanization as well. Pinky is now planting and baling her own feed. Let's hear from the metal master, Kobus. How can mechanization contribute to the growth of operations such as this one?
Lenny, thank you very much. And like we've heard through the panel discussion here as well, timing is important. So with mechanization, the timing and the planning piece is crucial. So within your mechanization, you need proper mechanization partners. So first of all, the correct solution in that feed making process. And in Pinky's case, she's got primary tillage, she's got planting, and also then harvesting afterwards. But for her feedlot piece, she can use that same equipment to be able to create the feed for her feedlot or her animals. But timing is crucial. Running with a product that don't allow you uptime and be on site or be in your operation on exactly the right time that you have, say for instance, on your grass-fed land. When I need to cut, I need to be on the right protein levels. If I need to bale or do forage, I need to be in there at the right time. So that's why it's important you select the correct partner within that mechanization space to be able to keep you on your feet and also allow you the opportunity to bale when you need to bale, cut when you need to cut. Not in that order, but that type of operations is crucial. So timing is number one. And then, of course, having that correct business partner there that will also inform you and assist you in time of need.
All right, I'd like to now get some advice from you guys to all farmers out there. Let's start with you, Dr. Tips.
So I'll tell the emerging farmers, please keep your records.
Nice. Sylvester.
Disasters will happen, but it is possible to recover.
Remember, planning is essential.
Planning. Kobus?
I would say planning is important. Believe in greater. Start today.
Thank you. Thank you, as always, to our experts for coming on this learning journey with us. Mzansi, I hope you at home have learned as much as I have. You can engage with us on our social media platforms via #AfricanFarming, and you can find us on our website, africanfarming.com. See you next week as I continue to meet exceptional farmers. And Mzansi, do remember, we farm better together.